Alright guys, how's it going? I'm going to talk a little bit about muffler mods on these 501s, 4910s. A simple one to do, which a lot of people do. This tube goes inside the muffler, then there's that spark arrestor screen, and then this goes over it with two screws that hold it down. And I kid you not, them itty bitty holes with them tabs right there are your outlet. Nice thing is the muffler is hollow, completely hollow on them, so muffler modding these things are easy. If you don't have welders or access to, oxyacetylene torch or whatever, there's very simple way you can you pull it out, pitch this. If you're porting the saw, you're going to want to enlarge the hole that this went in to about 3/4 of an inch. But if you're not porting the saw, I wouldn't bother opening the hole up. And then what I do for them type is I'll set this on a anvil, and with a punch I'll knock these back down flat so that shut off, and then I'll carve a notch in it right here for the outlet so it faces front. And that's a decent, easy, do-it-yourself, simple muffler mod for them. It'll look, this saw's dirty, but it'll look like that when it's done. This one I did a dual port on, and it's got muffler screens on each side. This particular 501 is like a heavy use firewood saw of mine. My typical go-to muffler mod, like this is the saw I just did last night, is 3/4 inch tube, put right over place where that factory outlet was, and then inside of here is blended. It's just a nice smooth transition. I love the sound of that, the way that works. They sound like pissed off little 372s. Makes tremendous power. I mean, these builds are, from what I've seen after having them ran on the dyno, it's super easy to get 5.5 horse out of these things. And then, like, this is the other style dual port, and I didn't really see any increase in performance doing that versus this. So that's my standard go-to. And that's just that pipe's just this stuff right here. It's just 3/4 inch. You can get a 5-foot stick of it pretty cheap. It is got a galvanized coating on it. You can dip that in an acid, or how I put them on with an oxygen acetylene torch. I use just cheap old brazing rod to do that. If you wanted something a little better, you could probably use something like this, silver solder, but that gets pricey. I've MIG welded them on. There's a lot of different ways, but on the 4910s, I just like brazing them on. And if it's done right, that's the look you'll get. Downside with bronze, well, sometimes paint don't like to stick to it. I'm thinking a tree branch rub that off, but I mean, for all it is a saw, it's gonna get, for too long they look like that, which I need to wash that one out. But I just thought I'd give out my tips on the muffler mods. If you're not worried about spark arrestor, this is my standard go-to right here. I absolutely love it. If you're worried about spark arrestor, you'd have to come up with some sort of slip over like ring that could have the screen in it that you could tap over top of it. I've got saws both ways. That way I have it covered if I have to get in somewhere where I need a spark arrestor. It's not no big issue. Like my 7310s are set up with spark arrestors on them, so I have saws of both nature. But So I just thought I'd share that and let you guys know how I do that. I mean, you can also just pull all this stuff right off and leave it with the hole too if you're not. I've seen a lot of them do that too. But I guess it's just up to you guys. But all right, you guys have a good one.